What up? This is your boy DoBoy.
And I am Patrick Cloud.
And I'm Trevor Wallace.
And this is another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. Cue the terrible music, Patrice.
And the internet is undefeated. We keeping you warm. The internet is undefeated and it's keeping you warm. Oh yeah, internet is undefeated, keeping you warm. I don't know the rest of the Jamaican.
That felt like the theme music for niggas that use black soap.
I was Jamaican though. That's like Sean Paul. Sean Paul. Oh, I got this style.
Wow, we out there.
Hey, I'm upgrading.
Upgrading the budget.
Little bit of sound. What up, Trev?
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me on the podcast.
You're talking to that mic. Feel free to use the mic.
Don't let your nose hit it. We don't need the shit reverbing.
Echoes off the nose. Damn.
How's it going, man? Your skits have becoming very funny. They're
Thank
like
you, bro. I
a
appreciate it.
daily part of my routine now.
Hey,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, that's why this company is so great. Is just like it just everybody here has such a good grind and like just put out content and like it's just like it formed me to just understand like how to make good videos, because early on, I'm sure both of you guys had like you look back at your videos early on, be like, this shit,
Man,
I had a blonde mohawk and some shit.
That's not even bad for videos. That's bad for life.
I can't even watch my old ones. I'm surprised there's people like supported me even back then.
Right. And that's why people give up so early on making videos. I was like, no, you got to understand. It's all a part of the trashness. You got to have the iMovie sounds in the background. You got to have
make it through the trash.
Go through that phase.
The wet phase?
Yeah, the wet.
If you can make it through the trash, you'll be good.
Bro,
because,
that's what I'm saying.
Every time I start something new, I have the mind state of like, okay, let me just be terrible at this for a couple years.
Right.
And then I'll you know.
But terrible is like.
I feel like that's what you thought about your hairdo going into it, but you never kind of got off that train.
Well, low key, when I started this, it was the bullshit. You think this is bad?
The bullshit now.
You think this is bad? Imagine before dreads when it wasn't long enough to dread. It looked like every slave movie you've ever seen. It's pretty bad.
The crazy shit about him though, I've seen pictures of him with no hair.
Without hair,
I
it looks
wouldn't even
weird.
be able to be friends with the nigga. I'd be like, get your
I think it's you have to have hair like that.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had like a shaved head?
I don't know. Maybe like a
Yeah, bro. I shaved my head once in college, and the first thing a girl said to me,
American
she's like,
History X.
No, dude, it's not good. Like first thing a girl said to me, she's like, dude, have you ever done that before? And I was like, what? And then I wore a hat. She's like, you don't look good in hats. And I was like, why are you? Did you do the homework or not?
Did you
Rebecca?
look racist?
Yeah, bro. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, dude. Some people like you can pull off like a buzz head, but me like.
You
hair
never
is the only
mustache,
thing I
did
got. No, God, no, I can't grow that shit. But like hair,
You can't grow a mustache?
it's like a real
I can
shitty
see
one.
that.
It's like a very like Breaking Bad one, like kind of like a methy looking.
If you
one.
grow a mustache, I'm gonna automatically assume you race cars.
Really? You see that?
And don't put on glasses. You'll look like a disguise.
Yeah.
Classic disguise.
Anytime yeah.
Inspector Gadget looking at you.
Yeah, facial hair is not my forte. That's why. That's the only thing I got going. You already knows that I got the nose.
Yeah, I know.
So
you
when I
got
shaved
that.
my head, that was like the only thing. It looked like Mount Rushmore on my face. Like this shit stuck out. So.
Nah, I can't do a bald head. My head, I know y'all can't tell this looking at me. I got a big ass fucking head.
Nice.
My head. Oh, y'all see it?
The headphone is stressed on the top.
No, I do not have the head for bald head. Thank God for this hairline and this beard.
Yeah.
Still pretty sharp.
Yeah, I can't. That's why I've been rocking the same haircut for like 5
Do
years.
you use like gel? I thought that white people just put water in their hair and they can form it however they want.
We just wake up, listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, and our hair forms like this. Actually,
I've never seen one of your hairs out of place though. Them shits be in line.
That's all I got.
And you have headphones on right now. It makes no sense.
Oh, I make sure it's always like fine, because that's what I got going. Because like I said, I shave my head, bro. That shit.
I see you, man. You got the
Don't
pink.
do that.
You got the pink jacket, the pink face. You just out here running.
That's incentive for all of you to watch this on YouTube, not just listen on Spotify. Yeah, man.
Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
So a lot
today.
didn't happen.
A lot did happen. I want to tell a story really quickly though. Something happened to me this morning. Y'all ever have like a dumb moment that you're just like,
Yes.
I can't even keep this to myself.
Absolutely.
If any of you guys have been feeling dumb or feeling worthless lately, just listen to this. So
everybody.
So I recently moved, and when I moved, I basically took all of my stuff in my medicine cabinet and put it into the same box, right? And then when I got to my new spot, I unpacked it. So I put all my vitamins together, and I take them every morning. and it's been about like 2, maybe 3 weeks since that's been happening. And I turned one of the bottles open, and my melatonin, one of my melatonin
Sleeping pills?
yes, just made it because it had the same.
So
top.
every morning you've just been popping melatonin
Every
to go about your
morning,
day?
melatonin made its way into my daily
Are
vitamins.
you serious?
And then I'm just over here at work drinking coffee, talking about I'm trying to wake up.
Yeah, slept on the wrong side of the bed last night. Your
You
body's like,
dumbass!
Yo, like, what are you doing? Speed
Right.
up, slow down.
body's
speed
like,
up,
just
slow
take
down.
lean, you pussy.
Dumbass! I
For
can't.
2 or 3
I
weeks.
couldn't believe it. I could not believe it, even on weekends.
If you taking sleep medication, you going to the doctor. I'm just sleepy all the time. You dumbass. You're taking
doing
melatonin.
sleep pills for breakfast.
You know how frustrating that must be to wake up every morning
Right. You
and,
have, like-
and then be sleepy when you take your vitamins?
It's the worst.
Fourth cup of coffee by 8 a.m. Okay.
The exact same company makes the others like
It
the
just
the
blends in with
turmeric
all your
and
other-
the fish oil.
What
and it
made
just,
you finally figure it out?
I don't know. I think I just like moved it, and I was,
I was
like,
dreaming on the
melatonin.
405, and I was like, this is a problem.
I'm just sleepy all the damn time.
Meanwhile, he's taking vitamins before he goes to bed and it's getting him up. He doesn't- what the fuck? That thing's working.
Damn. So did you take it this morning?
No. Today
You
I
feel
broke
like
the
normal
cycle.
again?
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you been taking your hormones that help you grow your facial hair and stuff like that?
All right, what's been happening in the news, guys?
A lot of stuff. Let's go.
All right, we might as well start with this big thing. So I'm sure you guys heard about the biggest college admissions scam
Oh, yeah.
of all time. Here's a breaking headline. Rich white people are doing some shady shit behind the scenes.
You don't say. Yeah.
That's like, yeah, I think they can always fuck with college and nobody question them. Like, nobody's
is-
looking
Man.
at colleges like that.
That's just the weirdest thing to me. Like, why do winners feel like they have to cheat? Like, you're
Well, I
already, and
mean-
what I mean by winners, you're already a successful actress. You're already a millionaire. You're already getting
Well, their
money.
kids might be dumb, and they don't want them to go to just like a.
That's why you have millions of dollars, so they can just chill. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I don't know if that's
You can still
the
be done with
advice.
millions. Like,
Oh,
look at
so you
Soldier
just
Boy.
do a laundering scheme amongst different parents that they can't deal with the fact that their kids ain't shit either?
Or just tutor your damn kids. So if you don't know if we're talking about, read. 50 defendants across 6 states, millions of dollars in illegally funneled funds, and a handful of the country's most selective universities. So this is reported by CNN. Basically cheating on standardized tests, bribing the people who decide which students get admitted, all while pretending the money was for charity.
This is also the whitest story ever. Like, you're cheating
Right?
at college. Like,
Ain't no
there's
black
people out there
kids
doing tax
pictures been
fraud.
shown. It's all white people.
That's just so funny. They're just like, we'll get away with this.
This is a
Stanford.
pretty white story.
So, like, who's these colleges are like, we'll get you in. Don't worry. Samantha, you're going to Harvard Law.
Trevor,
bro,
like, why do white people do shit like
what are y'all
this?
doing,
I don't,
man?
honestly, bro, like, there's white people and then there's normal. Like that's a white, like, I don't, dude, that's the whitest thing you can do. Like,
Bro, 15 to 75K to get somebody to take a test for their kids.
This is what I don't understand, though. You get them into college, you pay all this money, and then they get this job that they ain't going to know how to do. What are you going to
Right.
do
They
then?
ain't gonna pass the classes.
They fuck around. Can you imagine if one of these motherfuckers be your doctor and you got open heart surgery? Like,
They wouldn't make it that far.
he's like going to do the incision. He has another guy come in and do it. Who's that guy? Oh, he's the guy that actually does it. I just put my face on here.
they was going as far as photoshopping their face on motherfuckers
That's
doing
my
like
favorite part.
activities.
Really?
Motherfucker in a robot, they take your face, put it on my body.
They were, yes. So basically, they were cheating on SATs and ACTs,
Uh-huh.
and they were basically using their connections with Division I coaches and bribes to get these parents' kids into school using fake athletic credentials. So they were basically faking
ain't that
that they were
serious.
on like teams.
Lacrosse teams type shit.
It ain't, college ain't that serious. Like,
Well, for some people.
yeah,
That's
but
the thing. I've been on record for saying this. College is the biggest hustle.
I think
out
so
here.
too,
Like,
for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Because I mean, just think about it from down to the NCAA, the sports shit. You won't let these dudes get paid at all, but the coaches be making $10 million a year.
coaches racked
It's
it.
it's $1 billion industry, and then
Yeah.
it's just like all this shit. All you got to do is have money. I heard one of Trump's advisors was a part of this shit. Like he made
Probably.
it through this shit.
This
and,
the college
he went to
admissions?
college. Yeah, like it goes. It's very far. It's a very.
That's not even really surprising. I don't know why I made a face.
oh yeah.
That's
Anybody with
just-
last name Trump is paying for their shit.
But you know who is
That's
disrespectful
nuts.
too? Because I never went to school. Like I know it's hard to look because I'm so well spoken.
Oh,
so
yeah, you
articulate.
know.
I don't have a college education, guys. I don't. You don't? No.
With them
No.
dropout chains, I guess.
But nah. But it's like I feel bad for people who really worked hard to do that shit. It's like all your hard work don't matter if somebody got some money.
It gets a lot of people's hopes up too, because you get this degree from like a prestigious ass school, and then you're like dropping off pizzas. Like you get a shitty ass job or something. It's like they expect that once you graduate, you're like good. But like honestly,
but I mean, at the same time, I think some jobs need college. Like you were saying about open heart surgery. Like I want our doctors. I definitely want them to have it. But it's a scam for most jobs, especially when you get to the front door of that job and they're like, "Well, you need 10 years of experience to work here," and you're like, "Experience?
I would have been 13." They're like, "We know."
What do you mean experience? This is my first job.
It's motherfuckers is about to go to jail for this shit.
Conspiracy counts, and among all of these people, Aunt Becky
with her fine ass.
Fine ass.
Aunt Becky is fine. Back in the day, she was when she was on Full House.
Would you today?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
You wouldn't take down Aunt Becky?
I didn't know she had money like that.
She had John Stamos. Like that was he was the most popular character on the show. That was his girl. I mean, that was her dude.
Oh yeah, I guess I see.
She was bad back in the day.
I don't know. I guess I don't remember ever thinking about that.
Really?
She was just like a white, older white lady.
But she was bad though. She been bad, but she finna go to that big house and
she ain't going nowhere, bro. That's the other thing.
You don't think she gonna go to jail?
I don't think they know they're not going to jail. According to Bloomberg.
Bloomberg just sounds like a credible source when he does.
I'm not questioning that shit.
Well, basically, there was a news conference last Tuesday to announce the charges, and they said some parents had committed tax fraud and claimed the bribes were charitable contributions. But they also said that none were charged with that crime, and that gives the government leeway to let the parents bargain for a misdemeanor tax charge that may carry no prison time at all. So this is just like
it's a slap on the wrist.
Meanwhile, there are black parents. This is actually a fact. You can look it up. That have gone to jail for lying about their address so their kids can go to a better school.
It's wild.
Shit.
So a black person can try to get their child a better education by just saying, "Hey, my kid lives here. We'll go to jail." White people fraud to get in, millions of dollar scheme. Not even a tap on the wrist.
Well, money is involved, so I guess it's different. I don't know. It's just overall
a weird
wild
scandal. Like it's not even entertaining. It's just
it's
like
like y'all are doing
college. Like
well, here's the entertaining part.
Throw some drugs in there, or something. Find at least a gram of cocaine somewhere in this. You know?
Well, the entertaining part is that I don't know if this is entertaining. It's kind of funny to me. Aunt Becky's daughter had a video about her like. She was like, "Yeah, I'm here, but I'm just here for like parties."
Was that her? That was the girl?
I think. Yeah,
is that how it all
sure.
got big? She had that video, and then that's when the feds were like,
I don't know how they broke it.
This guy so many retweets?
I actually heard they broke it something completely unrelated. Like they weren't even looking into this, and they were just like, "Wait a minute!"
And they're like, "Is there any proof though?" And they find this video, and she's like, "I'm going to Quebec tomorrow, and then Miami." And then it's like,
hold on, something ain't adding up.
Yeah.
She's literally like, "I don't really care about school." And then like since this broke, she ain't trying to go back. Yeah,
that's like the daughter.
They're trying not to go back.
Yeah, talk about she don't want to be shamed. Like, what the fuck you mean shamed? Like, she don't want to get bullied.
God.
Bullied into a good job?
Bullied in college
Only
too?
white people can have their parents spend millions of dollars for them to get into college and then say, I don't want to go because they're too mean.
Jessica's mean. Jessica gives me a stomach ache.
I read that headline and I was like, this shit trash. Like, all right. Yeah, man, rich people being rich, white people being white.
Your name is tripping, man.
They tripping, bro. Hey, but that degree though, come on now, Harvard Law, let's get after it.
That is just some.
Hey,
I feel like it's just like a bragging thing. People just want to be like, my kid is this shit. Be like, nigga, your kids still eat glue and they 19. So what? He in Princeton though.
Yeah, but it's Princeton glue. He made that glue himself.
He made it stick.
It's like white people do more cool shit. It's such a boring headline.
Hey, no, but white people are for sure doing cool shit though. Have you guys heard of Egg Boy?
Oh,
that shit.
My favorite thing on the internet right now.
Egg Boy got his eggs beat after he said
he got that shit scrambled.
Like I know he was probably wrong for whatever he got egg for, but that he had a nigga reaction.
He got that eggs Bennett hit.
He got hit with that shit. He was like, "Bam!" He had that.
That's so funny.
Dude was not ready for that. He was like, "Boom!"
Well, if you don't know who Egg Boy is, basically he's a 17-year-old kid. His name's Will Connolly.
Such a white name.
He's from Australia.
Will Connolly.
Coming from a guy named Trevor, that's a white name.
Yo, Trevor Wallace. I've had people think that I was black though. I've showed up to gigs and I was like, "Yo, I'm Trevor Wallace." They're like, "You're his manager?" manager? I was like, what? I swear to God, that happened at the Ice House in Pasadena. I thought I was black. Yeah.
Well, what happened is basically the Australian senator Fraser Anning, I think that's how you said. He said some wild shit. He was blaming Muslim fanatics for the mass shooting at the New Zealand mosques. So he was just being like a basic Australian white supremacist. Didn't know that was going on over there, but
nah, I just saw the egg and I was like, I don't give a fuck what they were talking about.
I thought they were just chilling, fighting crocodiles, and like Australian people are nice as hell. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know this white power was going on over there, but white power, mate.
I feel like it's not right. Made it. It's like not mad anymore.
Oh, another nigga on the Bobby. Too far? Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, basically, this dude was just saying some wild shit, and
that nigga threw that over easy at him like, but he beat the shit out of that nigga.
I don't know how this nigga got so close, but
like, just imagine transporting an egg the whole way in your pocket.
I got this motherfucker. He gonna learn today.
World record egg.
The fucked up part was he hit dude with the egg. Dude turned around, realized he was a child, and beat his ass anyway.
I got the video right here.
Look how red that dude is.
But my favorite part is how he just looks at him before he does it. He's just like, I think I'm gonna do this.
You know, in his mind, he's like, do it, man. Do it, Will. Do it.
But the best part is he doesn't run when it happens. Look. He's just like, yes, I'm a white guy and I'm racist. And he's just like,
let me get this goddamn egg.
He looks around, anybody looking? Oh, the whole
this nigga right here is a
bitch. The phone comes out.
But also, what is he doing there? Like, he's so,
he's so close.
Pulls the phone out.
Lift your ass up.
And he's just like,
the left hook, yeah.
He still beats his.
That left jab leaned him like a little past 6.
But he was just like, that's where that goes. And I just looked at him like,
yeah. Like he didn't have no back. He didn't plan it out past. He was like, yeah, that's all I got.
Right, he's like, I kind of thought that would take you down. I thought you'd be not.
Look, there's another video. It's a close up, man. And he was just like, you're just a little kid. And he's just like, it looks like he's about to kill him. But it's like, that's a kid. But it's like, nigga, you realize he just cracked the egg on the dude.
Why they choking him out like that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, stop. What? He just put an egg on his head. He didn't do anything, really. It was just hilarious.
Fuck all that. Nigga throw an egg at me. I'm choking him out too. Fuck that.
Ever since we got rid of Jackass, white kids they got a phone and they're like, I'm the new Johnny Knoxville. It's like, no, you ain't.
I just love how he sat there and really plotted it out right in front of him. He was just sitting there like,
right.
I'm about to egg this bitch ass.
How did he get so close though? Like nobody just saw a guy coddling an egg in the corner. Just like,
how did he bring it in? Was it in his front pocket?
That's what I'm saying. Like
they patted him down. Like, what's that? Don't worry about it.
Easter candy, but Easter ain't. Don't worry about it.
Yo, and what was that even supposed to mean? Like you just threw an egg on a nigga? Like shame on you for those statements.
It was just like.
Yeah,
but I mean, like,
past that.
Well, the funny thing is, like, he's like a hero now. Like, look at this shit.
He got a mural?
It's a mural.
That's hilarious.
Egg
boy.
For
and
sure.
didn't people like raise a bunch of money for him, and now he's donating it?
Yeah, they raised money for his like legal fees, and he's donating it to the victims of the the shooting.
And while we're talking, let's have a quick moment of silence for the people in New Zealand. That it was 45 people.
49, I think.
Past 49 people. That was that's crazy. It's a very scary world that we live in.
Crazy people.
So rest in peace and prayers to everybody that was affected by that. But good shit with him. And
it's cool. He brought it back. It's like
weird.
You want to hate on him, and then it's like, wait, he's okay.
He's like,
almost like
he'll be on Ellen tomorrow for sure. Like,
oh, absolutely.
He's making moves like a grown man.
Speaking of white kids that be doing shit, you remember that other white kid that was in the Native American dude's face?
Oh yeah.
He's suing everybody.
Everybody's
he's like
suing
CNN. He's suing the fuck out of everybody.
For defamation. He's probably gonna win something.
He's gonna win some money.
That's crazy.
Because the way they painted him.
You know who ain't gonna win? there's a mom who's battling the college admission scam, and because I guess her son had like a 4.2 or something and got rejected from one of these schools, which sucks. But she's throwing $500 billion lawsuit at them.
What?
It's like Dr. Evil.
Where do you get that number?
It's a super
They're
villain.
never gonna give you that. I'll settle for $10 million.
No, the judge is gonna look at that shit and be like, no, like $1 billion.
America
like,
don't
did you
got
fill
it.
this out right? Yes, I want $500 million. Leave me alone.
I don't even know if the world has $500
America
billion.
does not.
What does
have
that look like? What are you gonna do with that much money?
I wonder
America
though,
doesn't
can
have
a lot of people start to sue that if these kids were let in and that?
I don't know, because I mean, if you technically got denied from one of these schools around the time this was happening, and you're kid had to go to a lesser than school technically.
Did you have to pay them the difference of what they would have made if they went to that
I
college?
don't know. Maybe. Really? I don't know.
Weird. 500 billion, just such a funny number.
I know, right? I feel like even
How
in the
much money
courtroom,
is
they're
even
like,
in the
all right.
I feel
world?
like she turned around when she said it, like she was facing a wall, like, oh, how much you want to do? She's like, 500.
She was like doing this against the window. This city.
Right.
You know, the lawyer was sitting there talking to her like, how much should we sue her?
You're right.
500
He's
billion.
like, all right,
Well,
so you
maybe
can
a
pay
little
me?
bit
Yeah,
less.
yeah, for real.
No.
No, but really though.
Insane amount of money.
That's
She
just
basically
hilarious.
said like America.
right, yeah.
Give me America and some
Billions.
change.
That's some dumb shit to be suing for.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's an aggressive amount.
it is.
Speaking of people doing just random and wild shit,
Transitions on point today, I see.
did y'all? Thank you. Did y'all hear that someone sent a vial of their semen to Iggy Azalea?
That's what?
Bro, that is sending dick pics to the extreme.
I saw a video of her
Here's a-
twerking, and I would consider doing that. She got
Well, she
cakes.
is crazy bad.
But sending
Yeah.
somebody a sample of your semen, like what would a chick even do with that? Oh, now here it is. Let me call this guy. Hey, big head, I got your little surprise.
Yeah.
I got your package of boy butter. Like, you fucking weirdo.
Boy butter?
Who does that?
But was she? Do you think Iggy was bad when she came out with that song "Fancy"? I don't think people were looking at her like. I feel like
she was always
like,
cute, but she got cuter since she
I feel
stopped
like
rapping.
The cakes.
And that ass
Yes.
got fatter.
She stopped rapping and just
Right.
started
All the
like,
flow into her ass, and we're like, there it is. Leave it there.
But it's funny because she tweeted, she was like, "You idiot! You just sent us your DNA." And now she wants the FBI involved. But that's dumb
that
as hell.
illegal?
What?
Sending somebody your semen?
I don't think you're supposed to do it, Trevor.
I don't.
I know, but like,
See, that's that shit. man.
I am no
That's that
law
shit,
scholar,
bro.
but I don't think that you're supposed to send your,
I'm just
your
saying,
personal
bro.
specimen of semen.
That's how you guys can egg somebody's house, leave a bag of flaming shit on their front porch,
Nah.
and then be arrested like, oh, what? Wait, I thought this was America.
Now, that's-
Is that
Why does
illegal?
it say that in the Constitution that I can't jerk off into a vial?
Now that's how Egg Boy would have impressed me had he thrown an egg full of his semen. Boom.
True.
Human egg boy.
True. Yeah.
So he sent his. That is.
In a vial, though.
And that's the end of the story.
I
Now she
want
wants the FBI.
involved.
She won't open my DMs. Maybe she'll open this FedEx package.
You know, she probably was like, I wonder, but the hell,
yeah.
I wonder
She's
if
like,
she was
"There's
like,
no way this is-"
What is this?
She knew immediately.
This is a white guy's semen.
Texas is at it
Someone
again.
sent me a
Texas.
vial of mayonnaise. Wait.
He has some Native American in it.
It's just funny how he took it to a professional level. It's like, not a postcard, a vial.
She show you how much of a thought she is. This is a black man semen. I know.
That's the new Anthrax, you know?
That is different.
It's just mind blowing. Like, what the hell? What the
funny,
hell are
though.
we even doing,
Yeah,
man?
That is ridiculous and wild at the same time.
All right, I have some hits blunt questions for you guys.
Hits and blunts. Okay. Was it a new segment?
I mean, we've been doing it. Like we had the 9 months. If you were born,
Yeah.
are you 9 months old and that kind of stuff.
True.
But this one's a little bit of a mind
Okay.
twerker.
Mind twerk?
Mind-
You
mind
gonna
twerker.
debut some new words today. Okay.
Mind
Cool.
twerker. All right, what came first, the fruit orange or the color orange? Do you think they named the orange like they're like, all right, this is the orange, this is a strawberry, blah blah blah,
Probably.
and then they were like, all right, this
Oh,
color
fuck.
is just like this fruit. Maybe we should call it orange.
Well, I felt like orange came first because I felt like
But which one?
life was in the actual fruit.
Yeah. I'd say
Because I
fruit.
feel like life back then was black and white. I don't
Back
know why.
when?
This
You could just only see black and white.
I don't
Then
think
the
they
orange
had
popped
colors.
up. They're like, what is that bright thing? Is
Y'all
that
don't
the
ever
sun?
think about that like back in the day? Like it must have been black and white. All the pictures was black and white.
but then,
Oh,
I feel like life was black and white.
but then if you grew an orange, it would be black and
but
white
you wouldn't
too.
know to call it orange. You'd just be like, nah. That's orange.
Spanish.
I know. I don't know.
is it? You pulled it up pretty quick. I thought you were just saying letters.
But I'm just saying, like, if for whatever reason everything was black and white, that still wouldn't make sense because the orange would be black and white. So why would it be called orange?
First of all,
Hey, I
why'd
think
you say orange like that? It was called orange.
probably the fruit.
I feel like the fruit came first, but I
took a
feel like
detour.
life was black and white, and they just had to come up with a name for it, and then it came. Because I feel like colors probably came later than that.
What do you think from a logical
I
point of
think
view?
the fruit did first. Also, colors are crazy. Like you hear the word blue and if it fits, like the sky being blue, like that makes sense.
You don't feel like it was black back in the day? Like it was
No.
Side
You thought everything was a silent picture? Did you think people just weren't talking?
What?
Everybody
really
was Charlie Chaplin?
Okay, back in the day when they used to take pictures and it was all black and white. You don't feel like the world was black and white back then?
Fam.
No. Film was
think it
black
was.
and white.
Could you imagine though? One day you woke up, everything was colored. Oh shit, there's acid kicking in.
Was it one by one? Was it like somebody went outside and saw like a cherry and was like, what the fuck?
What? Oh my God, what is that? These marbles are red.
Yo!
I feel like the world was black and white back in the day. I don't know why I do believe that.
That would be
I feel like
creepy.
it came in the color like right around the 60s.
Right.
62 to be exact. I feel like it was like, oh shit.
That's hilarious.
When did color film and color? When did color film
Like
happen?
right around the 70s, I think.
70s.
You just be saying.
I think 70s, I think.
No.
Google it up.
I think 73.
When did color TV hit? That's when the
Not-
world was in color. All the pictures was in black and white. Y'all know that shit.
Yeah. Because the camera couldn't pick up colors.
It says that the first color cinematography was patented by Edward Raymond Turner in 1899 and tested in 1902.
1899.
So that sounds about the time that the world went into color, I think.
So 03 is when they started seeing colors.
Yeah, I
and
feel
shit?
like that's what happened.
This is from the intensely resourceful source of Wikipedia.
Wikipedia be fake sometimes.
It do, but I don't
sometimes.
care.
The shit on the internet be fake. I looked up my net value, my net worth not too long ago. It was like
And it said
13 million.
Did you mean Pillsbury Doughboy?
It said 13 million. I was like, what the fuck? But it said I was 26 too. I was like, yeah.
So that's the definition of not you. It's just something. And it was a picture of a white guy. And his name was
Different
Jonathan. And his name
It was
was
actually Carmelo Anthony, but it wasn't.
His name was Bill Gates. They had a lot of typos.
Wikipedia is hilarious. So you can just edit it. Like they're like, so funny.
But you think that the fruit was before the color?
I think the fruit
I
was
think
absolutely
fruit,
for
yeah.
the color. I don't feel
like-
like they started calling colors until at least the 19-somethings. Even if there was color, I don't feel like they started naming them until later.
That's interesting. Yeah, when did they actually name colors?
Think about it. So, and I always wondered about that. Like the nigga that owns the patent to blue, does he get paid every time something blue comes out? Like if I own blue, every time somebody sells something
I
blue,
think
do I
people
get paid?
own
colors?
people own different like custom shades of color. I don't think there's like a nigga in a mansion somewhere that owns blue and everything's blue.
He's like at a night.
I think he
You see
makes
this watch,
residual-
baby? I invented this
I
blue.
think look that up. Do you-
Winchester blue.
Yeah, you ever heard of turquoise? That's on me, baby. Yeah, you
Hold
see
on.
the sky right
Can
there?
you? I want to see
When
that.
me and Jesse Yellow came together and put our money together,
yeah.
Can
and
you
made
own
green, nigga.
Yeah,
Let me
you
see
see
if-
those red bottoms? That's actually me, girl.
So yeah, they
nobody
are. It
owns
said 10 colors that might get you sued. So yeah, you
What?
can't trademark a color. You can patent a color.
What
You
colors
can
are
also
those?
buy stars in the sky, which is pretty hilarious.
I know that, but,
But that's pretty funny in itself.
like buying property,
Has
though.
anybody ever got pussy off that? Like looked up like, yo, you see that North Star right
I've
there?
heard of people, and
Yo.
it's just a certificate. That's so,
Yeah.
such a
Listen to
scam.
this. Listen to
35
this.
people on
That
that same
shit's
star.
dead. All the stars we see are
Right.
dead.
It's literally
We're
a
just seeing the
certificate.
light getting here.
This is funny as hell. Guess who? I want you to look. Guess who owns the color brown?
Hilarious.
Fucking
James Brown.
UPS.
Wow.
No, they have a specific type of brown.
Really?
What?
They own that shade of brown.
Wow. They.
Yo,
I don't think
I
they
respect
own
them more than
brown.
FedEx now. They can throw my package at a wall. I'm
This
like,
is
I get it.
fascinating. Guess who owns Magenta? Don't look. Guess who owns Magenta?
I think you're.
T-Mobile.
They own T-Mobile
Yes.
Magenta.
Guess who
Yeah.
owns the color red?
I can't have you leave.
Target. Target owns red.
I can't have you leaving this room thinking that Target just owns every color of
Guess,
red.
Right.
guess who owns Tiffany Blue?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Yes.
How'd you-
Guess who owns burnt orange? The University of Texas. This is fascinating.
Do they really?
The University of North Carolina owns Carolina Blue.
Ah, that makes sense.
That's tight though.
That's
pretty cool. I would
Guess
love
who
to own a
owns
color.
orange?
Guess who owns sunburnt pink?
True.
Home Depot owns orange.
They got a specific type of orange. I like their orange.
That should be
Wow.
popping.
That's lit. I want to buy a color. I need something hood though, like
You should get
camouflage.
dingy white.
Right?
All right, so moving right along. Y'all hear the stuff about Kodak Black? All the stuff going on with that?
Saw it on Twitter.
That's the funniest thing on my timeline.
It's
Kodak's hilarious, low key.
He's so funny. So if
When
you
did
haven't
he got
heard,
hilarious like
Okay.
a year or two ago.
I guess he was on a live, or maybe he was on a live, but he was debuting one of his new songs, and he's talking about having sex with rapper Young M.A. Now, Young M.A. is a female,
openly gay female.
but
The gayest of females.
Is that? And Young M.A. like
She
keeps
be-
responding. She's like low key heated. You could tell. She's like, "Stop talking about that. I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna handle it how it's." But stop. It's like she's being bullied. She's like, "Stop it. I don't like penis."
Because this is the thing. While it is at face value hilarious, it is a form of harassment.
It is.
100%.
If that was a gay guy talking to a man like that was obviously straight,
Right.
that wouldn't be cool.
Right,
you know
right,
what
right.
I'm saying? And I'm just like, Kodak gotta chill.
You can
man.
tell it's really upsetting her.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's very like rude in this. You can't just talk about people like that. Like,
Also, he
bro.
got gold teeth, and anybody with gold teeth is saying disrespectful shit off the rip.
Yeah, but she got gold teeth too, so
Oh, well.
it would just be a weird situation.
Yeah.
But then it was just weird hearing people weigh in on it. Like, dudes is like, "Oh, definitely take her down." I was just
What?
like, a lot of dudes would say they'll take Young M.A down. Look, I
That's
respect
weird.
people's preference. If that young lady says she is into women, I'm not gonna sit here and be
Of
shooting my
course.
shot. I feel like he's a little out of line and he should chill the
Little.
fuck out.
Kodak is fucking wild.
He's wild. He tells the wildest stories. Like
Yeah.
he told that story on the same day he told a story about punching the rapper Sticky Fingers and
did?
chasing him down the street. Kodak is wildly entertaining. if
Wait,
nothing
Sticky
else.
Fingers, the one who blew up on the Breakfast Club?
Yes.
That nigga's scary as fuck.
Sticky
He
Fingers.
ran?
He said he punched that nigga and then he looked at his bag and he had a gun, but it was a fake gun.
What?
It was. You just watch the story. Just put in Kodak
I
Black.
heard the
Sticky
story. I didn't know
Fingers.
that was about Sticky Fingers.
Kodak is hilarious.
He
Kodak
is
is
funny,
quite
but I
funny.
feel like he is a little out of line for this, and he should apologize.
He's funny in the wrong way. He's funny like a man funny.
Yeah, it's like, bro,
like
that's
a bully funny.
and it's a form of harass. Like if you worked at a job and said that they would fire you for that shit. Like leave that woman alone. Like I
Yeah.
get,
I do not, I
At a
do
job,
not want to
yeah.
see that.
Hey, yo,
Kodak
what?
and Young M.A. You
Bruh.
imagine walking in on that?
Yeah.
Oh.
That baby coming out in a life sentence. I'll just say that.
this baby coming out.
You see the grills before you turn on the light? What the fuck is going on here? Oh, God.
That's you again. He's got a double cup baby cup. Double cup of some titty milk.
Nah, man, I feel like he's out of pocket. I feel like he
Oh,
should
yeah.
chill out.
Hell
I don't
yeah,
feel
man.
like that's a cool thing to do. She's handling it pretty well, but
Yeah.
you can tell that she's getting
Also, she could beat Kodak's ass for sure.
absolutely.
hmm That's why she's like, I'm not even going to speak on it. Like, I'm going
Right.
to see him. And I was like, uh-oh.
It
That's,
just felt threatening, like, oh God, this is gonna escalate.
Jesus.
that's tough to get beat up by a girl that you just said you wanted to have sex with.
If she beats up Kodak, he just needs to stop rapping. Chill out, nigga.
That'd be so funny. They fight over who has to stop rapping. Loser has to drop their mic. No.
So speaking of people wilding out, transition.
There we go.
Smooth.
All right, did y'all see the whole the grocery store racist? I'm calling her Grocery Gertrude.
Why do we
Jesus.
do that with every racist? We put them we put a word that's
Little
like,
nickname,
like,
hashtag?
yeah,
It's
like,
fun. It's
it needs
fun to
a
make it
hashtag.
trending.
Like,
You know,
yeah.
'cause you can't just put hashtag Susan. Then you just get a
What
bunch
was
of
it? Barbecue?
racist
It was
farmers
grocery.
only.
It was barbecue Becky and then poolside
Permit-
Patty.
Permit
Permit
Patty.
Patty.
There's
That
also
one. Permit
Poolside
Patty got
Patty.
big. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of this one?
I'm calling her
This shit always picks up
Grocery
when the weather gets
Gertrude.
hotter. Why is that?
When the weather get hotter?
Yeah, over the winter there wasn't that much shit, but like Permit Patty,
I
all
will-
that
I
shit
will
was
Racism
barbecue
boils.
Becky.
No, I will quote the illustrious 50 Cent. He said in the hood, summertime is the killing season. It's hot out this bitch. That's a good enough reason.
He was talking more about black on black though.
But I'm just saying, like that just means that temperatures rise.
yeah,
But I'm saying like
racism
yeah,
does too.
Yeah, you take a middle-aged white lady and give her 76-degree weather, she's like, "Fuck all this," and she pulls out her phone,
Right?
And she's like, "What are you doing wrong?"
I'm getting
Her
a little
name is
sweaty.
first
You
of all, her
didn't have
name
your
is
signal on.
Gertrude.
No. I
Okay.
just
Okay,
grocery
that's what
store.
you call
Her name's Corinne Tyrone.
That's
Where
even
did you get
more.
Gertrude from?
Grocery store Gertrude. I was just doing a Permit Patty. Her name
Okay,
wasn't Patty.
Corinne Taurine.
So apparently this lady was filmed attacking some black people at a grocery
Oh,
store.
she's the
In
one that
Connecticut.
is she the one that spit on
She's
him?
the one who spit. She's apparently a female white supremacist named Corinne Tyrone
I could have told you that by her name.
of New Haven, Connecticut. And turns out she was a public school clerk. And she was
It's always
immediately
weird to find out what
fired.
these people
She
do for like
spit
jobs.
on somebody.
Yeah, you see? And she was dropping some hard ERs.
That's all.
I don't know where the angle is.
Oh hell no!
Oh, she spit then dropped the hard R.
Why they acting like they scared of her?
No, they're pushing him back. But she mad.
You know a white person's mad when they say the R on fucker.
The craziest part, right? Oh yeah, all the R's come out.
Oh, all of them.
This is the thing. I guess I just am having such a hard time understanding.
Weight
Why
loss.
is
I did not. Even after you said it, I didn't see it coming. I was like, weight loss. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on. My bad. We got too serious. All these white people. I was like, oh, you're attacking me.
This is what I don't understand. Why is it so hard to just live your life and mind your business? Why do other people's existence bother some people so much? I just it really perplexes me.
What was this over?
Because they black.
I don't know. I mean, you don't know what happened. But
I know you call somebody a nigger and spit on them. Like, you hate black people if you do that.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
even if you're
and
mad
it's
over
like,
your Oreos.
you could. It's funny. You could see how everybody else, and it's just like you could see everybody else just kind of like low key freaking out. There's another angle that shows the guy she's with, and you see once she drops the word, he's like, oh, don't say that. Like everybody kind of like froze, and
bro.
And you can kind of see it. And when stuff like this happens, as somebody who's been called nigger quite a few times,
You've been called nigger?
You haven't?
Never.
Are you serious?
Never.
Ever in your life?
I got called a jungle bunny one time.
That's
by
pretty
a
bad
white
too.
kid.
As a kid?
I never
what
got
happened
called a
there?
nigger.
Wow.
No, it was just this kid that we used to live in the same apartments, and I think he had a little racism in him, and he was just like, "You jungle bunny," and then he ran in his house. That was it. Somebody called you a nigger?
Wow. I can't
You've
believe
never
nobody
played
has.
Xbox Live?
Have you ever called somebody nigger?
No.
You think this was the time for him to?
I don't know.
Good morning, America.
Tell me about that. When did somebody call you a nigger?
I mean, I don't have
More
like
than
a,
one?
You've never looked at a
I don't
YouTube
have
comment?
I don't have a.
That's all YouTube comments.
I mean,
story to
in
pull up.
person, somebody's called you nigger.
Absolutely.
A white person. How'd that make you feel?
Every time. I mean, it's
I've just never been called that.
it's like I mean, I'm kind of a clown, so I kind of like laugh at people when they do stuff like that. Because I just see like, even with stuff like this, I see like the reason why they're doing it. And and I talk about this on the podcast all the time. It's literally just like traffic. I think that traffic
does bring the racism.
People in traffic is like they're at their most primal because you don't have context for the other person. You don't know them. So if something big happens, I've been in the car and done it myself. People will just say some crazy stuff, and you'd be like, "Oh shit," you know? And it's like they don't really. I don't think that they mean that. They just everybody has like a trump card in them for if they just need to like offend somebody. They just put it all out there, and you can just tell.
Wow.
When she was like picking up her phone, she was just like, "You motherfucker!" Blah, blah, blah. She was so mad.
She had that 405 energy. Yeah.
She just threw
405
that 405.
energy.
She just threw that trump card out there,
But
and
see, that's
the point was she was on the offense. Like she was just trying to like.
Say something.
She was trying to get a
offend
reaction out of you. She was trying to make you go, "Oh, I can't believe, oh my God." And then everybody else's reaction, she was trying to make it a thing. That's what an attack is. So my advice to anybody who has ever been called or will be called the N-word or anything racial to your culture or whatever, you have to just understand that it's an attack. So if you just don't react, then it just makes them look crazy.
So you've never been called that and wanted to punch somebody for calling you that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're an asshole for that, and you want to fight them, but it's like
I see what you're saying.
It's like their whole point is to like make you like, oh my God, or like, you know what I mean? And it's like there might be times where like you maybe need to fire on them or something like that. But it's like in a situation like that where you're not in any like danger.
You know you're
if
being
you're like
baited.
if you're at school, if you're at a grocery store, like you're gonna fight this old lady.
Because
like,
if probably if she would have got her ass beat, the first thing she would have been doing was calling and pressing charges. Because motherfuckers do that shit all the time.
And I don't know what part of the country they said Connecticut. I don't really know the climate over there, but it could have still been in favor for her even with this on camera. But now they didn't do anything. You see, she was holding her friend back, and it's a good thing because now she's fired from her job. She's probably super embarrassed, and her inbox is probably the bullshit right now. Damn. And hopefully she's in a community where that's not accepted, and everywhere she goes she's reminded of this. But like, oof. You know what I mean? It's really just like I
just feel like that's one of the most I've never been called a nigger, but I could probably deal with that on the surface. But if you spit on me,
the spit was the thing.
That's the most disrespectful
that's
shit.
You multicultural.
I don't know if
I'm
just turning the cheek on that. Like,
what about the floor in front of you? Still?
What do you mean?
She didn't spit on them. She spit on the floor.
I don't give a fuck if you spit in my direction.
But like, if you were to show that to a judge, if you beat her ass,
I need those.
And a judge saw that video. If you beat her ass, the judge saw that video. The judge would be like, "Yeah, she was in the wrong." Like,
but I don't know. But it would still be like, well, she said that, but also assault. That she might get some type of charge, but you still might get assault.
If you know, spitting on somebody is a crime. You can't spit on nobody.
What is that? Is that assault?
It's like assault or some shit.
Yeah,
Like, seriously.
So. It's
And if you yelling out racial epitones,
words,
epidurals,
just
empanadas,
words,
I don't
racial words.
I don't get how people just don't like. If you're gonna,
Why not just chill?
Everybody got cell phones.
You have
Like,
to.
like second somebody raises their voice to like this level, somebody's like, "Yo, get out the phone!" Like
That's why that person just suppressed their anger for like what, half a minute.
that's what.
That's
Yeah,
all
that's
you have
also.
And
when
now
you see
they
somebody
won.
filming. Yeah, you just
Right.
play your.
They were
But
just
you,
like-
you have to know, and I tell my
Right.
daughter this all the time. You have to know in this world that we live in 2019, just act as if everything is recorded because it probably
That's true.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you better be comfortable with whoever you are because the world is gonna find out
Yep.
soon enough. And I feel like anger and alcohol always inhibits people to be the true marker of who they are. Like so, if you get mad, you just lose that you know what I'm saying, that shield
Yeah.
that might stop you from saying some shit.
Right.
Same thing like when you're drunk, it just amplifies.
Amplifies who you are. They say the same thing about money too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
crazy.
So yeah, fuck that lady. That's just
Yeah, but I mean, it
Yeah.
worked out.
she lost her job.
She lost her
What was,
job.
what was she doing for work? It's funny to see
School,
these people's like jobs
public
and shit.
school.
Now,
All
that's
All
the
these
thing
people
that's
work for like
scary.
school.
think
That's
she's
the
like a
scary
secretary
thing.
or
That
something.
somebody that is that racist has a hand in the school system.
School system.
Yeah.
So there could probably be kids they lying
Going through the
on,
office and stuff like that.
all of that
It's
shit.
like, interacting with these kids, calling them an N-word under their breath.
I just wish that. I mean, I know that just sounds like real stupid and cliches, but I just wish that we could live in a world where motherfuckers just like, nigga, who gives a fuck if you're different from somebody? Just like, I just don't. I've never understood the mind of a racist, the mind of people who
You got to live in Connecticut.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
or
you
even
gotta
like,
grow up
you ever
with
see
that.
like homophobic people? They just be like hating gay people. Like, nigga, they
Yup.
not asking you to fuck nobody. Like,
Right.
Well, you
why
know
are
what's
you
crazy
tripping?
about that? A lot of the people who are just like passing anti-gay laws, they be getting caught with like
Gay.
with dude.
Yeah,
and it's
that
like
is weird.
it's like, oh, that's why they were so upset. Like if
Absolutely.
you were just over there chilling, just like, oh, that's what y'all doing? Cool.
I just don't see how it
weird,
bothers
yeah.
you. Like, I see gay people all the time. I just don't care enough.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So that if you care that much,
gay
there's
people love the
something-
party. They turn
there's
up.
something-
I'm like, yo,
I'm
I'm taking
oh,
shots, yo.
As long as you don't disrespect me, I
Right.
could care less what you do. I just
Right.
hate that we live in a world where everybody is so concerned about everybody else. Like,
Exactly.
Now, if somebody says something rude to this lady or whatever, be like, "Hey, bitch," and talk about her edges or something. Like that. But just to be an attack on all
Man.
black people and nigger and spitting, like,
and the
fuck?
wild thing, this is like the button that Yahoo News put on this article is that the worst part about the video is that she's in front of her kids. I don't know if you saw it in the background, but there was like maybe 5-6-year-old kids, two of them, and they were just kind of like looking like, and it was just like,
That
this is
wasn't the
how
first time.
racism is taught. You know what I mean?
How do you?
It's-
Yeah, that's a weird
Guaranteed
dinner
that
at
wasn't
home.
the first time they heard their mom say nigger.
Right. So, I mean, maybe not now that this video is viral, maybe now they're just like, the
is
world
hard.
reacted to this.
Right.
But that is like, if they grow up and they start saying it too, it's like you can kind of see
The
how
apple
that
don't
how that
fall
happens.
far.
Yeah.
Apple
Yeah.
don't fall far from the fucked up tree.
Okay, there you got through.
I got it out there.
All right,
Damn.
well, man, we're already super dark. I have a super dark joke about Jussie Smollett. You guys want to hear it?
Oh shit! Here we go. Go ahead.
I wrote this the other day, and I was like, ugh, Patrick.
But you still have to say it. you know?
Yeah. It's one of those. All right. What do you call it when Jussie Smollett shows up to the police station beat up? Fake news.
Wow.
Fake news.
Come on.
Quality. That's funny.
All right. Well, speaking of,
Well, he got
That's a great-
he got 16 real charges though. Felonies at that.
There's nothing fake about that. Yeah.
That nigga still talking about not guilty. It's like, nigga, they're trying to hook you up.
God damn.
Even at this point, if you ain't guilty, you might as well say you are, nigga.
Where did you think of that? Were you just like driving, or are you in the shower?
I don't know where the darkness comes from. I was like parking my car. It was something that was totally normal, and I was just like,
Like petting a dog. You're
yeah,
like,
that's funny, Patrick. It's funny. Say it on air.
say it to the internet. He gets out of jail. He sees that. He's like, wow. Okay.
Alrighty.
I used to like All Jeff.
All right. Speaking of attackers,
Okay.
YBN Almighty J, his attackers. You guys remember he was attacked. I don't know if that was last week or a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But his attackers are now in federal custody for something completely unrelated.
So they were doing other things that they had no business doing. Be like, hey, we robbed this nigga too. Yeah. We'll get to that. What about these other 6 motherfucking
Yo,
things?
get this. They are, first of all, they are collectively known as the Jack Boys.
Jesus.
Guess how boys is spelled?
With a Z. At first, they're like Jack Boys. They're like, that's too normal. Spice it up.
Jack
How do you
Boys.
think people are going to take it serious if we don't put a Z on it?
Exactly.
Jesus.
I feel like they tried to get it on Instagram, but it was already taken, so they were like,
Bro.
Jack Boys.
Yeah.
The Jack Boys.
Jack Boys?
Gotta go with the Z. So, I mean,
What did
obviously,
they get caught for doing?
Well, these are the same people who filmed themselves jacking and beating up a little kid.
Yeah.
Also, now they're facing attempted murder in the aid of racketeering and firearm-related charges.
Jesus.
They all stem from the alleged shooting of an off-duty cop from the NYPD, and you know them niggas do not play that.
But they said that they shot a cop?
They're saying it was an alleged shooting of an off-duty cop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see this shit? You guys know the podcast No Jumper? Do you know Adam 22?
Yeah.
That's a great name.
He got robbed on a live stream.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was fake. That was real.
I don't know if they showed pictures of a dude like in custody, like on the ground by like a bunch of cops. I don't know if that was real.
They
or fake, but,
came in there with the blicky on him.
What was he doing?
So
Podcast?
his
he does
podcast.
a live podcast where he like plays
His
people's
doors
music. Yeah, and then you see a guy come up and it's like with a straight up gun, and then it was weird. It looks fake, but it seemed pretty real.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
It was live, and
It
he
was
came
live.
up out of everything.
Yeah,
Came
it's
up out
on
there.
Twitter.
He
Yeah,
gave no resistance.
Huh. And the guy just left.
the guy left, and then
He was like, "Hey, tag me in this."
and the other guy just went back to eating his food. I was like, how do you get a gun pulled on you and be like,
Really?
ah,
Oh, man,
but that
that's
lasagna. But that Panda Express is hitting.
You know what I wanted to say, though? The crazy thing about, the Jack Boys, you said that they robbed YBM the Mirror or whatever, and then they had other
Almighty
things.
J.
Almighty J. Sorry. Now, did you hear about the YBM Melly dude? YNW. I can't do all these fucking.
Yeah.
It's like
YNW
internet
Melly.
clans. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
YNW Melly got arrested recently for killing his two friends.
Yeah.
Now they
Right.
got him like indicted on charges of killing like a cop.
Really?
Really?
All type of shit.
He got one since then.
Yeah,
he's-
no. Before then, they said that he's possibly being linked to the shooting death of Deputy Gary Chambliss back in 2017.
So he's like
not looking
done.
good for
So
him.
they're trying to get him like a whole bunch of different.
He was
charges.
just in here. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh yeah, dude. He did the show with the kids. Kids are just making crafts with him, and he's just a murderer.
Allegedly.
What did you do today? I made some crafts
he
with the dude
low-key-
who's killed people.
There was a part where the kids were like, they were like, when's the last time you touched a gun? And he was like, "Ugh." And that was our cold open.
Have you seen
And then
That was the cold open.
and then the news dropped. We had to cut it out.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That video did crazy views. And
Yeah.
I was like, because people think he's in jail right now. There's a clip of him on Twitter where he's singing that "Murder on My Mind" song, and he has a hook on it where he goes, "I'm a murderer," and he looks dead in the camera.
like,
I'm a murderer.
I'm
I
a
was like,
murderer.
And niggas be like,
You know
having
what
the
it
nerve
is.
to be like, free that nigga. Like, free that nigga. Why?
double
Nigga's
lock
a
his balls.
Psychopath. They said he rode around with his dead homeboys in the back of the car.
For like an hour.
Really?
You know, it's probably a crazy ride too.
He's
Like,
in
what
the carpool lane.
He probably was driving like, what y'all want to eat? Never mind.
What the fuck?
It's just dead in this car.
He's running jokes past him. Nothing.
He passed the aux cord. The aux cord was just like this. Hey, your playlist trash, homie.
Wow. Damn. That's
No, but
low-key,
this
like,
is how crazy fucking forensics are. They like analyze how he got shot, and I guess, or his friends got shot, and I guess how he said happened in the drive-by, and they were just like, the angle of how it happened, it just couldn't have. You can't get away with shit anymore.
Right.
Like if you shoot somebody, you can get a fingerprint off of the bullet in the body.
Wow.
Like,
Really?
Yeah, forensics is on some other shit now. They're like scientists. That's why all cop dramas are take place in the 90s, because they don't even want to deal with that shit.
Right.
Story
Yeah,
writing.
yeah,
It's like,
right.
man,
That
just
is true.
go back to before there were cameras.
CSI Vice City, the 80s.
Right? Niggas is getting away with everything.
Oh, so he was like, oh, the nigga was standing up and got shot there. Like, no, the
He
fuck
said there was
didn't.
like a drive-by, and
Is
they proved it was like, I don't know. Forensics can say like, yeah, it was a
Oh,
nigga
wow.
named Melly. You were
They
wearing
knew the
FUBU.
angle.
Jesus.
It
Jesus,
was
there's so many
everything.
rappers that just like make a hit, they go platinum, they kill somebody, and they're in jail. It's like,
Should be happening.
Damn.
Whatever happened to TK? Remember
that's what I
TK?
was just thinking
I
of.
don't know. Will Ferrell has a conspiracy
Uh-oh.
about rappers, and he's basically saying that new rappers, after they get a hit, go to jail because in their contract, they can their beneficiary can be the label, so that while they're in jail, all their royalties go to the label. You think that's true?
Man, tell Will said his goofy ass. Hell no, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Why do you think all these rappers are going to jail?
Let's sign him and
'Cause
then
they're
have him go
killing
to
people.
prison. We can still make money off of it. Shut the fuck. No. That ain't fucking happening. Oh, goofy
In
ass
section
Will.
14C, it says here.
That's a good investment. Let's get him in, then lock him up for life.
Yeah.
We'll cash in. Fuck out of here,
That
Will
next
Ferrell.
personality song was great. Hey, sign this.
Dumbass conspiracy. Fuck fuck?
That's not even a conspiracy. That's just an uneducated opinion.
I have a thing. Why do you think that?
sorry,
Why's everything
Will.
got to be a conspiracy?
I thought they'd like this.
Where did you pull that from? I don't know. I just kind of thought it.
It makes me think, though.
No, it don't. That's a dumb idea. What else we got?
I tried to give the benefit of the doubt. Don't
get that nigga that.
I've signed some bullshit contracts, but that one I was like, nah. Ain't nobody at Warner Music like, yeah, put it in, put it in, put it in.
All right, well, this is my. This brings me to my second hits blunt fact.
Okay.
That was all one?
No. The first one was the orange.
Okay.
Wow, that led astray fast.
Yeah.
No. Then we kept doing it.
Yeah.
Give us another.
Second hit blunt.
All
right. This is weird. Have you guys ever seen an empty bus with the bus door closed?
Yeah.
Who the hell closes the bus after the bus driver leaves?
Yo, how the fuck they get
I
out
didn't want that to be as deep as it was, but then
How do they get out? They got to close out the window?
do they not have a door on their side?
No.
What I'm saying is the bus driver opens and closes
But what he's
the
saying
door.
is there a door on the bus driver's
Does
side of
everybody
the
go
door?
through the front door?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen a door on the.
If so, that's the
Let's
answer.
just look up a school bus. Hold up. I don't think so.
They might have a personal door. I don't know. I've never been in a bus driver seat. Have you?
Let's just
you
look.
built like a bus driver. Weren't you born into a bus driver seat?
No, you're right. Look, they don't have doors.
Wow.
Well, the reason why this made me weirded out was because our the ADD shuttle doesn't have one. I don't know about other buses. So, who does it? Do they squeeze out the back?
I don't know.
Are bus drivers
They
ninjas?
just never leave the bus?
Every
real sad they pull out a
My
cot.
grandma used to drive a bus. Maybe I should call my grandma.
every time you've ever seen a bus that was parked and closed, the bus driver was in there. Sleep.
Hold on,
Yeah, like you never like driven past like an airport and there's like a bunch of
my
bus
grandma,
lights?
I don't know if she'll answer.
She's gonna be like, "Yo, dumbass, there's a door right there."
Anthony, I haven't heard from you in so long. How is everything? The bus doors have buses.
Do they have
Let
like a
me
little?
drive the boat.
Do they have like a?
Hold on.
Let me drive the boat. Do they have like a little beep beep?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Watch her just not answer of all times. Hold on.
She's like, hello, who is this?
Don't ever go on.
It's
Who
me,
Wants to Be a
Anthony.
Millionaire.
Who?
Hold on.
I know who I
Hold
can't call
hold
on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Who? Family?
My mom.
Mom?
Hold on.
Anthony, you still shitting yourself?
That's the first thing she says. Hello? Anthony,
Shit,
you shit yourself again?
shit stain. Is that you? Like, why do I gotta be shit stain? Hello?
Hello?
Grandma, how you doing? It's Tony.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. I have a quick question. I'm actually on my podcast right now. You're live on my podcast. I have a quick question. Okay, so you know how you used to drive buses back in the day, right?
Right,
They don't have a door on the driver's side door, right?
right.
How do you get off the bus? How do people get off the bus if you're a bus driver?
You have to get off the buses, when you enter the bus,
Uh-huh.
okay, by the driver, you come up there, and then there's one in the middle of the bus, but you can go out the back door.
There's a back.
It's actually in the middle of the door, in the middle of the bus.
Really? They have a really?
Yeah, it's only the door that you come in to pay,
Uh-huh.
and then you go down halfway down the bus, and then there's a door that you go out. It's actually in the middle of the bus. You go out. That's it.
Oh wow!
that's
Oh,
a
I
city
see.
bus.
Okay, wow.
But that's not
You
automated?
see? And so if somebody's
Wow.
beating your butt and you up there in the driver's seat,
That makes this whole fun.
you got to try to get out that window or get out that front door. That's it.
But do you close it manually?
But then when you get out of that, then you just close it manually,
Lock
right?
it up front and then.
And you close it manually, yeah, because we have that little lever that you can close it, open and close it.
Right.
What about shorter buses that just have one door?
What about the shorter buses, like the smaller buses? Is it the same theory?
The ones DoBoy used to take to class.
Well, actually, the short buses, I used to drive the short buses, and they were the handicap buses. And there was a lift. There was a back door, too, on the side, and there was a lift there.
Wow.
Pick them up and put them down
Not in
there,
the back?
Mm-hmm.
So they all have back doors.
So
Back door.
You had the same thing. You had two doors.
Well, thank you so much, Grandma, for helping out. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
call you back later, okay?
Okay, sweetheart.
Love you. All right.
Oh, that was awesome.
Also, how did nobody ever notice that? Also, why don't you have your grandmother's number saved?
That's crazy. We still got to figure out the shuttle because I got the one door, and I don't know if it has a lift on
I
the
would
back.
have never known.
On the side, there's a side door.
Oh,
Okay.
they do. Yeah.
The secrets we don't ever talk about.
Shout out to my
We never
grandma.
noticed that. That makes that job so much funnier. Like, gotta go to work today. And you just walk out to the back. Imagine quitting. You gotta walk to the back of the bus, open the shit. I'm leaving.
I'm out of here.
I forgot my iPhone charger. All right.
Slam a bus door. That's
That
funny.
was fun.
I always feel like bus drivers all know how to fight too. You know how many
Yeah.
videos of bus drivers knocking somebody the fuck out?
They
grandma
actually
had
just go to a boxing gym. They're like, "What are you doing tomorrow?"
She had hands.
Grandma got
Who we
that.
just talked.
Oh yeah.
She seems like she had that calm
bus
voice. But
drivers
you
are
can't, you
tough.
can't
I've never
test her.
seen
Play
a-
with my grandma.
Like
I've
she'll-
never seen
like
a
she'll talk to you
fragile
like
bus
this.
driver.
With her hands folded. What'd you say, baby? Say it one more time. Oh, okay. Bing, 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 bing.
I thought that's what you said.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said.
Wow.
All right, so I got my last hits blunt fact.
Okay.
And this one's a little bit more simple, but I thought it was interesting. Why is a built building called a building?
What?
Why is a building that's already built called a building?
Because it's a building. Wait.
Right, but
I love how you just said it in a
Oh,
different
so
tone.
you're saying it should be called a build?
Maybe because that's
Yeah.
what they were calling it back in the day. Like, oh, what is that over there? I don't know. They're building something. Well, what is it? They're
yeah,
building.
but then it's done.
What would you call it? A build?
A built?
Like a built, yeah.
Built?
But it's called a building.
Built?
Because you're no longer building once it's built. Is what I'm assuming you're saying.
Right, it's done, but it's called a building. It's very very interesting.
Built. What would you call it if it wasn't?
I don't know, but I mean, we name everything. That's just a very interesting one, don't you
I feel
say?
like slang kind of just catches on. Then that's the thing. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
that
they're
is
down
a
the street
very
building.
good. I have no idea why that is.
Because it's like, yeah, you're making something and you named it something that you were while you were making it. Oh, my brain.
I just seen it stop
The internet,
working for
yeah,
you,
the
too.
FBI's about to text you. Like, chill, fam.
I got a question.
hey.
I have a hits blunt question, and I didn't even think about this, but this is what keeps me up at night sometimes. Why is the letter P in pneumonia?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it serves no function there.
Like the person who was naming this was just like, you know what?
We need
Fuck
more
everybody.
people.
Nobody will get
it's
none of this.
not pneumonia. It is now, bitch.
He was getting fired from making words. He's like, you know what? Pterodactyl too. All of this shit.
I don't understand that shit. That, and I don't understand why LB is the abbreviation for pound, and there's not an L or a B in the word pound.
Isn't that like, I
Latin
just
shit.
assumed it was some Latin.
Yeah.
We always say that
I
shit,
thought it
but
was
we
some
never
Europe
know what
shit.
it means. Oh, it's just some Latin shit. What the fuck that means? Why the fuck is it
It's
like
just
that?
like a throwaway. We're like, I don't know.
Latin. Fuck out of here.
That is weird.
And let me know why P is in pneumonia. Because they didn't even know puss sound. I could even give you like phone. Because sometimes, you know, like say if you hear the word phone, it's like you get like, you know what I'm saying? I can see how P and H can make
I still don't hear the P in phone.
phone. You get but P and
Are
H.
you saying phone?
I have a theory that P and H had a love
Okay,
affair.
let me get your phone number.
I feel like P and H had a love affair and they had a vendetta against the letter F. So take
Right.
Me and
Right,
you,
right,
Think about it.
we can take this guy down.
Yeah, I feel like
Pharmacy, phone.
the F used to be fucking the H and was like, oh no, we're on a new thing
Fuck
now.
that nigga F. We're going to get all that nigga's words. You feel me?
You P and the H.
Wait, so,
F
Ganged
cross
up.
P and H. And it was like, we got to take
They
that
got
nigga
gang
down.
beef,
so you
right?
think F stood up for pharmacy for the first time and was like, all right, I got the wait.
Wait a minute.
What?
It's like I have the spelling bee in the audience. Like, oh, I got this one. Whoa, PH.
F was like, what is it, pharmacy? Yeah, I got you. Whoa,
But
what?
no, you're
I
farm.
got you. Whoa,
Why is it? But farm, like
Since
animal
when?
farm, is F.
Yeah, that's why he was
Exactly.
probably getting fucked with.
Yeah. But
like
if you spell pharmacy with
phone.
an F, they're like, oh, he just dumb as fuck.
Dumbass motherfucker. I always thought about that shit.
That's weird.
How many other words are like that?
It's a lot of
There's a
PH
lot of words. There's so many words that have sneak letters in there.
Amphibian. Phoebe.
I got a whole, yeah.
Phoebe is PH like a
Phoebe
motherfucker.
as a whole is just a trash name in general.
PH balance. They had a whole little shit called it PH balance.
Knife? Where's that K come in? K's
Where
like,
the
shh.
fuck?
That's funny because knife is like a silent
Yo.
weapon, so I was like, shh.
Why
I'll be
does-
here.
Yeah.
How did K get into knowledge?
Knife. Photo?
Photo. Damn, K out here too.
I have a whole joke on how the L in
Stealing
salmon.
jokes.
That's another one.
yeah.
They
Why
threw-
is that? They was like, I'm in this
They
motherfucker.
just threw that in the middle right
don't
there.
even hear
It's
you.
like they had a password requirement. Like, you need one more letter for this word to
Right.
work. And they're like, throw an L in there.
Who the fuck invented silent letters?
That's just some stupid shit.
like lasagna. That's a nightmare.
Lil Wayne actually invented
Put a G
lasagna
in
for that
motherfucker.
bar.
Why are we putting a lasagna?
Have you-
I just put it in there, bitch.
Have you guys ever tried to spell the word baloney?
Oh, that's a
G
whole
in there.
nother.
Nigga, I
For no
almost
reason.
broke my pencil.
Why is there a G in fucking baloney?
Niggas was whoever invented English was an asshole.
Oh,
They were
yeah,
drunk.
dumb as fuck.
They were
drunk
an
as shit.
asshole.
Like, oh, fuck, accidentally, before they turn in the paper, like, oh, I put an L in salmon. They're like, that's it now.
English, like
It's a lot
silent
of.
words are so dumb.
They really are.
Knowledge
So
is
dumb.
crazy. Knowledge. It's like fuck
Why?
it.
How did K even finesse that?
I don't
If
know.
you know, you know. Every kid.
Knicks.
Knicks. Why is K
Knickerbockers?
and Knicks?
I don't
K,
know.
yeah, that's so.
We got a
why is
dumbass
it
language.
K is silent.
K is finesse.
You know, people from other countries say that shit about us all the time. They be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'd be like, they be like, you ever be arguing? They
Bro,
be like,
I-
that's just y'all stupid ass
I
language.
posted
in
something one
They got
time
that on us,
on
though.
Twitter. I said, why do people spell color with a U in it? And then UK Twitter came for me.
Really?
And they're
Oh,
like,
really?
America's dumb dumb. And that quote had like 15,000 retweets. I was like, oh, delete. But I was like,
Color with the U.
yeah, that's how people in
Color. I see. I can
no,
see.
that's
it
how they
slipping
spell
there.
it out in
Same with theater. I always spell it their way.
theater.
Yeah.
I've gotten lazy. I don't know how to spell shit. I just type it knowing it's
Bro,
wrong and then
and
just.
wait for
Whenever
the
I
red
don't know
line.
how to spell, I just use Siri. I'll be like, sincere. Oh fuck, Siri, spell sincerely, and then I just go about my day.
But have you guys ever spelled the word so wrong? Even Google was like, I can't even help
Oh
you, bro.
yeah,
Like,
and you
you're like-
try tapping on it to be like,
Did
"Ah,
you-
where?"
I remember
Did
I
you
sent
mean
I sent a girl
lasagna?
I sent a girl a text like, I want to give you a full body message. I was looking back at that bitch hit back like, you need to read a book or something.
You just did actually. That was a full
Come
body.
over
message.
for a full body
The
message.
full you want to fuck me with a paragraph? How does that?
This hit blunt fact. I was saving it for later, but since we're already on the topic, there was one that was kind of crazy. Who put the alphabet in alphabetical order?
That's a fucked up thing.
Because we had all these letters.
What's even weirder is the keyboards. Like, why is it not ABCD?
Yo.
Oh yeah, I don't get the
Who
whole
took all the
QWERTY.
letters like, all right, we got to bring some type of order to this.
A, B,
Give me a sing-songy way to
Right.
tell it.
And then
That's
that
probably what it
nigga
was.
ripped off Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. He's like, I don't have any musical talent.
Did he really?
Yeah,
That really
A
is
B
Twinkle-
C D E F G.
Twinkle, twinkle,
Nobody's
never-
gonna notice this shit.
How did-
Up
Twinkle,
above the world so
wow.
high, like a diamond in the elemental P. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, why don't you come and sing with me?
That really
That's
is.
never noticed that.
That's
Isn't
like
that
last
crazy?
week when you fucking tried to put Internet's Undefeated under the Happy Birthday.
You know that
Same
every
shit.
episode I've been ripping off songs.
But
I
you
did
know
not
the
know.
Twinkle Twinkle Little guy.
I just want everybody.
You know how mad the Twinkle Twinkle guy was watching? Everybody sit back like, that was Soulja Boy, right? Soulja Boy was like,
I think it was like, really?
I
man?
made Drake.
Somebody was like, so he was
I
playing with his
made the
kids. He's like,
alphabet.
"That's a new alphabet song." He's like, "Well, tell me, little Jessica." She was like, "A B C D."
He about to
He's
slap the
he's
shit out of me.
"This
What the
is
fuck you
cool.
be doing my shit for?
This is dope.
Soulja.
Wait a minute. Think your
Wow.
teacher told you this?
They fucked up his whole swag. That's,
I don't know who
I
was
never
first.
knew that. Twinkle, twinkle.
I actually don't know who was first. You'd think that the alphabet would be first, actually, because "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" is made with letters in the alphabet.
I can never start my own language. I think about things that
Well, you kinda do already.
I be thinking about my limitations as a man. I be like, I can't work on cars. I can't start my own language.
You probably can. If anybody can, a writer can, because like people like what is it? People, the writer for Star Trek, like the alien race has an actual language that super nerds into that. I said nerds. People who are like super into that will like learn the language and like speak it. It's called Avatar 2. What is
Really?
it called? Klingon, right?
It's an
Klingon,
actual language?
Lord of the Ring. They will build
You
a
gotta
whole
build like
ass
a cult
language.
following though.
You
For
what?
Sims had a language.
Really?
Really? Its own?
Well, they kind of talk drunk. They're just like, bye, you know, and then that means
I
that
want to start a
car-
language, man.
That shit is too hard, man.
I tried to learn Spanish. I was just like, my daughter gets an A in Spanish now. I just think she is just genius level because I was
Spanish,
a grown man.
I need to.
I was like,
Yeah.
I took like 3 years of Spanish and don't know it. The
I
fuck
don't
was
know
I doing?
shit.
I was just in there
I
like
know nada.
biblioteca. Okay,
Right.
I took the
Yeah,
test. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bet.
I know naranja. I know donde eres tú.
You know
and
orange?
cacahuetes.
Trabajadora.
Cacahuetes is peanuts.
Pico,
Peanuts?
pico de gallo.
You're just gun your head in El Salvador. What do you say? Peanuts.
Cacahuetes. I don't know.
Pico de gallo.
And Niño de
Pico de
Masa
Gallo.
is doughboy.
Bicha mayate. I've dated Spanish girls.
Somebody called you a
What
biche
does that
miate? I think that's a bad thing.
Oh yeah, that's a
Puto is bad.
That's a black asshole. Black
Really?
asshole. Well, it's more of an N word, right? But it really means like a black
Wow.
beetle, right? Yeah.
Call a nigga a black beetle. You got to
I'm
square
around
up.
Hispanic women a lot.
You think she's like dirty
What is-
talking to
what
you?
is
You're like,
biche-
yeah, bitch.
What is biche cabrón mean? What does that mean? I like that shit. Caron.
Oh yeah, Narcos Mexico. They be saying that.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes maybe this is trash, but sometimes I'll watch Telemundo, don't know what the fuck they talk about, but be hella entertained. Like
their language is better than ours.
They be like, they talking that shit.
It's better.
Like,
it's just better.
Gaps. Like you've
Tell
never
that
heard
bitch.
somebody speaking Spanish slow. They're always like da da da.
It's better. It's like rhythmic. It's like
Orale.
English.
You know what my favorite shit is? I went to
love
school
that
with hella
shit.
Mexicans. It was like 80% Mexicans, 20% white people. And like how they could say food like 13 times in a sentence, but you would know exactly what they're talking about. They're like, yo, that one food, we fucked up that one food, but that food came in with the other food.
And you separated all of them.
But you always knew what was
You
going on
knew
in
which
the story.
food was who?
Yeah.
I love it.
Bro,
That's crazy. Being a part of the English language is like the closest thing to like being a white person, like looking at something else in another culture. Because it's like English is kind of like bland. And like Spanish is like it's like cool and rhythmic and
sounds
stuff
so
like that.
dope.
And I'm over here speaking English like, man, y'all having so much fun over there.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you gotta throw in bigger words and shit.
Sometimes
I
I
want to know
just
Spanish.
sometimes I listen to Spanish songs and I don't be knowing what I be like, they saying that shit. Though.
I'm learning Spanish, but I think
I'm gonna do it with you.
I think I'm gonna download an app.
There is an app. This girl that
It's
I know,
hella
she be
apps.
learning, and you can like play against other people.
I
And
might
it's
be
like,
bullshitting though, because I downloaded like a learn Japanese app. What?
You learn how to say titties. You're like, I'm good.
I don't know why I just want to say orokosaki. I don't know why. What is orokosaki? It's a thing,
I
right?
don't know.
I
I used
hope
to
it's
take
Japanese.
calligraphy as a kid. I used to like paint all the characters. The only one I know how
which
to do
one's
still
calligraphy?
is rain, huh?
Which one's calligraphy again?
Calligraphy is like Chinese letters.
Oh.
And
Now
like,
Chinese, that looks hard. If a nigga gave me $1 million, like learn how to be proficient in Chinese.
proficient.
You can't even say proficient.
Learn
I'd be like,
English.
You gotta give me $1 million spell proficient.
It's $20 for English.
$20.
Have you ever seen like Chinese writing?
Yeah,
it
that's
looks
what calligraphy
difficult
is.
as
Details
shit.
is crazy.
I love it. It's like literally art.
Thinking art form, yeah.
If a nigga was
super
like,
art.
learn this, I'd be like, fam.
I want to take another one.
I want to learn another language. I heard that if you learn how to write with the opposite hand, it helps you fight dementia later in life. Totally random and off topic.
I could see that.
believe
That's
it.
interesting.
But if you write with your right hand, if you learn how to write with your left,
You're basically like accessing something on the other side of your brain.
Why is it that you're so trash with the opposite hand? Like when you try to
Oh
write with the
my
other hand,
God.
That's
it's
how
like,
you're
don't
like
do this.
wired. You know what's crazy?
That's so weird though.
I
Got the
ever since I
ambidextrous
started-
motherfuckers. Are you ambidextrous? I feel like you might be.
Niggas
no.
I'm kind of mixed though, because I throw with my left.
I know people like that.
And I write with my right.
So like power things you do with one hand and like what am I looking for? Distinct things, huh? Flight motor. Oh, that would be your writing hand. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I know people who do that with like skating and stuff like that.
We should do
That's
that. We should
super
all
crazy.
learn to write with our
Bro, it's
opposite
hard
hands.
as fuck.
Well, I heard that all you have to do is suffer through like 2 weeks of doing something like that, and then it'll be habit. And I did that with like brushing my teeth, and now I can brush my teeth with my left hand. I know it's not
Really?
it's not like a skill, but like I tried it, and it's like now I do
2
it every
weeks
day.
you're
something-
crying in the
Yo.
mirror at midnight.
Yo, for 2 weeks, like retwist your hair. Like, you know, maybe we could get you like on that path. It
2-week
won't look
challenge.
so loose. It should always look like it's just coming unraveled. Like, nigga, just put it back together.
The fortnight.
All right, what's our conspiracy?
All right, we have reached our conspiracy. Now this one is silly and quick.
Okay.
But it became popular on the internet. It started on Reddit, I think, about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And
Reddit, wow.
elevated, and now it has its own like creepypasta. So
Pasta.
creepypasta, yeah.
I'm trying to stay away from complex cars. But go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds fire.
It's like a dark web website that has all these like scary stories and urban legends and stuff. But you guys know who Bob Ross is?
Painter dude, right?
Yeah, the guy with the afro. He's like, we just
Oh, he
put
always
the-
points
put
like
the
really
little
quietly.
bush right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a conspiracy that suggests, what if he was a serial killer that painted where he buried his victims? His paintings are becoming suspicious, and the body count is rising.
Is that a real thing?
I mean, it's
Fuck
like
outta here. He a calm ass. He too calm to be killing motherfuckers.
serial killers be crazy. The
I
opposite.
was actually
Yeah.
watching Silence of the Lambs last night randomly, and that nigga that kidnapped that girl was crazy as shit.
Oh, the put the lotion in the guy who
yeah,
like, tucked his dick.
he was
in.
so
Yeah.
he was just like he was so crazy, but then like he was killing whole people, but then he was like going crazy when she had his dogs.
But
he
that's
still
who
alive?
that's who you would think. Who?
Bob Ross?
I don't know. Let me see. Bob Ross.
Is he alive? No,
That's what Wikipedia says. No.
Nigga, no.
He died in '95.
Oh shit, he been done.
But they're basically
Wait, why
saying
do I see so many pictures of him all the time?
because he's just an icon.
Oh.
But they're basically saying that he would amount to 403 victims, making him the most prolific serial killers in history.
Wow.
And here's the story that blew up, okay? So the latest episode was starting.
This is so stupid.
Mark sat at the television waiting and watching. Bob came on the screen like he always did. The smile he gave the world once seemed carefree and kindly to him. Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Joy of Painting. Now today we're going to try something a little different, but don't worry. Mark sneered to himself at the line, eyes darting over the walls of his home. They were covered in photographs, pictures from the show, some from behind the seats. Police reports were stacked on his desk, missing person reports, hundreds of interviews from terrified parents and concerned spouses looking for their family and friends. Because of him, Bob was applying the first few strokes to the canvas. Mark was lost in thought. He had initially made the connection by accident. A photograph of the crime scene was featured in the daily paper, and Mark had the feeling he'd seen it before. And just like that, a side-by-side comparison made it obvious. Bob had painted the scene of the crime down to the individual trees. He painted it on televisions in front of hundreds and thousands of viewers. So basically, it was like his sick serial killer, like you said, like trophies and stuff.
Wow, I mean, that in this day and age, like, that's not too far off. I feel like some shit like that could happen.
That is very far off, nigga. If you can paint like that, you can't kill people too. You don't get 2 gifts. What are the
other? That's a gift.
Either kill a nigga or kill it on that
blessed
painting.
with this
You ain't
AK.
doing both, motherfucker. That's a reach. And he seemed too nice and mild.
He even said, like, I made this painting for a dear friend that I haven't seen in a while. It's going to be great to give it to him.
The voice that you read it in made it a little bit more true.
Yeah, you do make it creepy.
Yeah.
Like at the end of
crazy, right?
Like at the end of Silence of the Lambs, and he was like, I'm having an old friend for dinner. That's how you sound right now when you say that.
If that was true, I mean, I'm 100% sure it's not, but that would be probably like hella movies would be made about that. That would probably be the most elaborate.
Oh yeah.
And he had a show about it. And that would be, it would almost be like artistic.
Netflix, I'd audition for that shit immediately.
As Bob Ross?
You know, all the police that was
like John C. Reilly to do that shit or something.
The police that was like investigating all those murders, they'd probably be like, nigga, the nigga had the whole TV show. You been tuned in Tuesday at 8, nigga. I was following up on the lead.
Here was
it. Was right there for you.
He's like literally, you like watching footage back. And it's like, I killed people today. You're like, that's a great painting. What did he say? Did I say something? I don't know. I was just watching his
I think that's a reach. That dude just seems too nice. I can't see him killing people.
Well, I mean, I've heard worse.
Yeah.
Nice people, nice people on some, like, if you're
nice
like
people
too
do
nice,
be killing
it's like
the shit
overly like, what do you?
That would be a perfect cover. And he made money off of it. That'd be freaking awesome. Well, that has been another amazing episode of Internet is Undefeated, full of chuckles and wonder. We learned some stuff today.
I have been DoBoy.
I have been Patrick Cloud.
And I've been Trevor Wallace. Also, make sure to check out my new podcast.
Oh, yeah. Plug it up.
Yeah. Stiff Socks is on my YouTube channel. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, my YouTube, Trevor Wallace. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man.
Always
a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And, yes, Teddy vs. DoBoy is going into production next week. So you're going to take a little hiatus off of
hiatus. I'm gonna kick Teddy's ass for several episodes, and then it will be for the consumption of the public to see.
So, yeah.
It's gotta die.
It's a great show. It's one of my favorite ADD shows. I feel like 100%. 100%, bro.
Oh man,
That's
we're gonna bring it back. Are you team DoBoy or team Teddy? Don't say the wrong answer, white boy.
I'll see you guys next week.
All right, for sure. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Peace. What up? Thank you for tuning in to another installment of The Internet is Undefeated. Please like the video, share the video, hop in the comments, let us know what you think. If you just want to hear the audio, follow us on Spotify and Google Play. I have been DoBoy.